I'm just going to show you the mistakes you made in the order you made them. So here we turned left, and then there was a couple of parked cars on your side which you just got too close to. So these two cars here, and especially the second one, that white one. Now it was unnecessary because there's no cars coming in the opposite direction, so there's nothing saying that you can't move into half into the other lane and use half of the other lane and half of your lane to get past this car safely. But when you went past the car, you was within a door space of this car, so if the door was to open, it would have hit us. So this would be a serious fault, something you would fail for. Okay, now I think what you were probably trying to do is you were just trying to keep yourself within the car and in the middle line in this space here, but you do not have to do that because this line is a broken line. It's not a solid line. You can cross over it, and you should cross over it to give yourself enough space so that door can open and you can drive past at the same time. So this would be a serious fault. Now the next fault happened here. We pulled up side by side with the car to do the parallel parking, and now you had a car coming from ahead of you. Now what you need to do is look at that car, this one, and if the car tries to go past you, so if it comes down and goes past you, you need to stop and let it go past. But at the time that it tried to go past us, that's the exact same time that you turned your car and it swung, your car swung out to the right, and then I kind of, encourage you to stop there. So here you've got to see the car, and the car is coming, it's not stopping, so you've got to stop yourself and not move. Stop now, don't move. And the car's trying to go past it, and that's the time that you've turned and you've swung the car around. So if a car is trying to pass you, you need to stop and stay where you are and let the car go past when doing a maneuver. This would be a serious fault. It would be something you'd fail for, because I had to verbally tell you to stop there. Next fault happened here. It was where you didn't stop at the zebra crossing for the lady with the pram. And then I kind of had to physically, verbally tell you to stop. Here was another occasion where you got too close to the parked cars on the left. Especially this white color car is sticking out more than the rest of the cars. So when you go past this white color car, you have to give it a bit more room, because if the door opens, you're going to hit it. So you're driving too close to the white car, not leaving enough of a door space, an imaginary door space to open. This would be a serious fault as well. Then we started the mock test, and the first minor fault was here. You got too close to the taxi. Again, it's unnecessary to get that close to the parked vehicles, because you've got no one coming the opposite way that you're going to slow down. So you can use more of this lane to give these parked cars more room. So this one was a minor fault because it wasn't as close as the last times, so it's a subjective decision. The next fault was this right turn. Now you've turned too early, cutting the corner of the other lane. So you've gone over this corner here, which you shouldn't do. I think you've done it because you're trying to beat that car to the turn. So you've got to turn a bit more later, so you're not crossing over this middle line or cutting across this corner. Now I gave it as a minor fault because the view into the road is quite good actually. You can see what could be coming out that road, and there wasn't anything coming. But this is a bad habit. Do not try and cut the corner of any road. If the view isn't great, it's definitely going to be a serious fault, something you'd fail for. So here I just gave a minor fault because we could see into the road, but it's something you do not want to do. The next minor fault was down this road. It's a 40 mile per hour road. Now for a long stretch you were doing about 35. So if you see the speedometer here, it's saying about 31. Now this speed is not accurate. You were probably doing a few miles over that. So if it's saying 30, you're probably doing 33. So the speed is 40, but doing 35 is just too slow, especially when you've got no one ahead of you in your lane that you might need to slow down and do an emergency stop for if they stay stopped for any reason. reason, and there's no one crossing the road, no parked cars blocking your view. It's perfect conditions to do the maximum speed limit. So if you do 35, it's a minor fault. Then you got another minor fault for appropriate speed, driving too slow. Here we turned left and then the first right. Now the speed limit is 20 miles per hour, and you've driven at like 10 miles per hour. So down this road, it's 20 miles per hour. Conditions are perfect. There's no parked cars on the left blocking your view, no pedestrians. And if you see your speed, you're doing, it says 8 here, you're probably doing about 10, 11. And it's still not progressing. 12, you're probably doing about 15 there. It's still not progressing. It's just painfully slow. Okay, so you get a minor fault for going too slow here. Then the one serious fault you got in the mock test is the maneuver. We pulled up on the right to reverse back. The fault is that you haven't checked your blind spot thoroughly enough every few seconds. So your blind spot check expires after 2 to 3 seconds, and you have to check it again in both directions over both shoulders to make sure that nothing has changed behind you since you last checked. Okay, now your next minor fault came here. This gap is way too tight for the speed that you went through it at. Okay, so when you get a gap this small, go much more slower. With your foot over the brake, it's like threading string through the eye of a needle kind of stuff. Really, do it really slow. 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5 miles per hour maximum.